You know, there's something fascinating about the way life works. The older you get, the more you realize that age really is just a number, especially when it comes to attraction. Now, I'm sure you've noticed it before. A silver-haired gentleman walks into a room, and suddenly, the younger women can't help but glance his way. And maybe you've even wondered, what is it about older men that drives young women crazy? Well, if you've ever asked yourself that question, you're in the right place. Because today, we're going to talk about exactly that, the qualities that make older men so appealing to younger women. And let me tell you, it's not just about looks or money, though those don't hurt. It's something deeper, something that comes with time, experience, and a little bit of confidence. So, let's start with the first thing that sets older men apart: confidence. Now, confidence isn't about being loud or flashy. It's that quiet, unshakable sense of self that comes from knowing who you are. Younger men might still be figuring themselves out, but an older man? He's been through ups and downs, successes and failures, and he's still standing. That kind of self-assurance is magnetic. Think about it. When you walk into a room with that calm, collected energy, people notice. You're not trying to impress anyone, and yet, you do. Younger women pick up on that. They see a man who doesn't need validation, who isn't desperate for attention, and that's incredibly attractive. It's the difference between someone who chases and someone who chooses. Now, the second thing that drives young women wild: experience. And I don't just mean life experience, though that's a big part of it. I'm talking about the way an older man carries himself in conversation, in romance, in everything. He knows how to listen, how to make a woman feel seen and appreciated. He's not fumbling through awkward small talk or playing games. He's present. Younger men might still be learning how to communicate, but an older man has had years, decades, even, to refine his ability to connect. He knows how to make a woman laugh, how to hold a meaningful conversation, and most importantly, he knows how to make her feel special. And let's be honest, that's something no amount of youth can compete with. And here's the third thing: stability. Now, this isn't just about financial stability, though, again, that helps. It's about emotional stability. A younger man might be full of passion, but he might also be unpredictable, moody, or unsure of what he wants. An older man? He's steady. He knows what he's looking for, and he's not afraid to show it. There's a sense of security that comes with dating an older man, a feeling that he's not going to flake out or change his mind tomorrow. And for a young woman, that's incredibly appealing. She doesn't have to wonder where she stands with him because he's clear, direct, and honest. And in a world full of mixed signals, that kind of clarity is rare. Now, we've just scratched the surface here, but already, you can see why younger women are drawn to older men. It's not about trying to be someone you're not. It's about embracing the qualities that come naturally with age. Confidence, experience, stability, these are things you've earned. And the best part? They only get better with time. So, now that we've covered these first few points, let's keep going. Because there's even more to this. Things like emotional maturity, the way an older man carries himself, and why younger women often feel a deeper connection with someone who's lived a little more life. But we'll get into all of that next. For now, think about what we've talked about so far. How do these qualities show up in your own life? You might be surprised at just how attractive you already are, without even trying. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you: emotional maturity. This is where older men really stand out, and it's one of the biggest reasons young women find them irresistible. You see, younger guys might have energy and enthusiasm, but they often lack the depth that comes from years of navigating relationships, careers, and life's ups and downs. An older man doesn't sweat the small stuff. He doesn't get easily rattled or fly off the handle over minor things. Instead, he approaches problems with a level head and a sense of perspective. If there's a disagreement, he doesn't turn it into a shouting match. He listens, he understands, and he finds a way forward. And let me tell you, that kind of emotional intelligence is like catnip to younger women. Think about it. How many times have you seen younger couples get into pointless arguments over misunderstandings or ego? An older man has been there, done that, and learned better. He knows that real strength isn't about winning an argument. It's about keeping the peace and making sure both people feel valued. And when a young woman experiences that kind of calm, respectful energy, she's hooked. Now, let's move on to another key trait: a sense of purpose. One of the most attractive things about an older man is that he's not just drifting through life. He's got direction. Maybe he's built a career, raised a family, or pursued passions that give him fulfillment. Whatever it is, he's not sitting around waiting for life to happen. He's making it happen. Young women pick up on that. They admire a man who knows what he wants and goes after it. It's inspiring. It's aspirational. And it makes them want to be part of his world. Because here's the thing. Youth is full of uncertainty. A young woman might still be figuring out her own path. And when she sees an older man who's already carved out his own, she's drawn to that stability and ambition. And this brings us to our next point, the art of courtship. Older men know how to treat a woman in a way that younger guys often don't. It's not about grand gestures or empty flattery. It's about the little things, the way he remembers details about her, the way he opens doors, literally and figuratively, the way he makes her feel like she's the only person in the room. Younger men might rely on flashy moves or cheesy pickup lines, but an older man? He doesn't need tricks. He knows that real charm is about sincerity. He's not afraid to take his time, to build a connection, to let things unfold naturally. And that patience is incredibly alluring. A young woman might be used to guys who rush things or play mind games. So when she meets a man who's genuinely interested in her, not just in scoring points, it's refreshing. It's exciting. It's exactly what she's been looking for without even realizing it. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what about the age gap? Doesn't that cause problems? And sure, there can be challenges, different life stages, different pop culture references, maybe even some raised eyebrows from friends or family. But here's the truth. When the connection is real, age becomes just a number. Because what really matters is how two people make each other feel. And when a young woman feels understood, respected, and cherished by an older man, none of the rest of it seems all that important. So, we've covered emotional maturity, a sense of purpose, and the art of courtship. 3 more reasons why younger women are drawn to older men. But we're not done yet. There's still more to explore, like the way older men carry themselves, the wisdom they bring to a relationship, and why younger women often feel a deeper, more meaningful connection with someone who's lived a fuller life. But we'll save that for next time. For now, think about what we've talked about so far. How do these qualities show up in your own life? And more importantly, how can you embrace them even more? Because the truth is, you've already got what it takes to be irresistible. Sometimes, you just need to be reminded of it. Now, let's talk about something that might seem simple but makes a world of difference. The way an older man carries himself. There's a certain presence, a quiet authority, that comes with age. It's not about being domineering or trying to command attention. It's about the way you move through the world with ease, like you belong exactly where you are. Younger women notice this immediately. They see a man who doesn't slouch, who meets people's eyes when he speaks, who doesn't rush or fidget nervously. It's a kind of grounded energy that says, I'm comfortable in my own skin. And in a world where so many people are trying too hard or pretending to be something they're not, that authenticity is like a breath of fresh air. Think about the older men you've admired over the years, the ones who walked into a room and, without saying a word, made an impression. That's not something you're born with. It's something you earn through experience, through weathering storms and coming out stronger. And when a young woman sees that in you, she can't help but be drawn to it. Now let's talk about wisdom. This isn't about spouting philosophical quotes or acting like you have all the answers. It's about the quiet insights that come from having lived a full life. An older man has seen patterns in people, in relationships, in the way the world works. He knows when to speak up and when to stay quiet. He knows what's worth fighting for and what's better left alone. For a younger woman, that wisdom is incredibly attractive. She might be full of passion and ideas, but she also craves guidance, someone who can offer perspective without being condescending. When she comes to you with a problem, you don't just react. You help her see the bigger picture. And that's a rare gift. It makes her feel safe, understood, and valued in a way that goes far beyond physical attraction. And finally, let's talk about the power of being truly present. In a world of distractions, endless notifications, social media, the constant buzz of busyness, an older man often has the ability to focus, to listen, to engage in a way that feels almost old-fashioned. When he's with her, he's with her. He's not glancing at his phone or half listening while planning his next move. He's there, fully, in the moment. That kind of attention is intoxicating. It makes a woman feel like she's the most important person in the room. And when she compares that to the scattered, distracted energy of younger guys, it's no contest. Because at the end of the day, what everyone wants, young or old, is to feel seen, heard, and appreciated. And an older man who understands that, well, he's already 10 steps ahead. So, let's bring it all together. We've talked about confidence, experience, stability, emotional maturity, a sense of purpose, the art of courtship, presence, wisdom, and the power of being truly present. These are the qualities that make older men irresistible to younger women. And here's the best part. You don't have to fake any of it. These are things you've earned, things that come naturally with time. The key is to embrace them, to own your age instead of fighting it. Because when you do, you'll find that attraction isn't about trying to be younger or competing with guys half your age. It's about being the best version of you, the man who's lived, learned, and still has plenty to offer. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from this, it's this: you're not past your prime. You're in a new prime, one that's richer, deeper, and more exciting than ever. So go out there and enjoy it. The right women will notice. In fact, they already are. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you experienced this in your own life? What qualities do you think make older men stand out? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. And if this resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more conversations like this. Here's to living boldly, loving deeply, and making every year your best one yet. Cheers.